In this lesson, I'm going to be showing you how to color correct your videos as well as how to add effects in your videos in Canva. So as you can see here, we have a clip on the timeline or an entire video on the timeline. Now I want to show you how to add clips, how to add effects as well as how to color correct the video. So I'm going to select this clip here. So you can select different clips or you can select the entire thing. So I'm going to start off with just this clip here. Make sure that it's selected and you want to go over to edit video. Now there are two tabs that you're going to see. One is effects and the other one is adjust. Right, adjust is going to be the color correction where you have a lot of control in terms of the different aspects of correcting the color of your video. So on the top here we have our white balance section where you find the warmth of the video, or maybe if you want to make it a little cold here. Now you also have the tint right here, kind of like that. This is how you are going to be able to adjust that. And you also have the light section where you're going to find the brightness of the video. You're also going to find the contrast, highlights, shadows, and fade, right? And then on the bottom here you have the color section where you find the vibrance of a video, where you are going to find how saturated is the video, right? You can find you can change the X process. You can actually add a vignette underneath our texture section here, where you can add a vignette to your video. As you can see here, we have kind of like a cool little vignette here on the side of the video, right? And you can always reset all of these if that's if you realize, well, I want to restart this is how you're going to be able to reset it by clicking reset here. As you can see, it's done. Okay, now that's how you can manually color correct your video. If you're someone who is experienced, who likes going through all of these different settings and determining what you need to add to your video to make it look more professional or more cinematic. Now we also have an effects option where you are going to see some filters, kind of like using Instagram. So if I click on see all, right, you are going to have a good view of all the different filters that Canva has to offer. On the top here we have our natural filters, and you can apply these by just selecting them. And you can see some of the properties that come with these filters are going to be the intensity level of the filter itself. So you can adjust the intensity of this filter here, right? So you can select all of this. So these are our natural filters here. I kind of like this solar filter one. You also have our warm filters here, right? You want to make your photos a little warm here. Also have our vivid filters. We also have our vintage filters here, like that. We also have our mono filters here, kind of like black and white here. Okay, so pretty simple and yet really nice. I'm gonna go ahead and select this one here. This is our filter. I'm gonna go back here. Once you can see, the filter is still being applied here, and you can adjust the intensity obviously here, like I mentioned before. I can go over to adjust, and now you can see what adjustments were made in order to create this exact filter. If I go here, you're going to see that they increased the brightness here to 21, the contrast is increased to 18, and go down here, they also increase the saturation to 50, right? So if I was going to pick a different one, let's pick this afterglow effect. I go over to adjust. You can see that this is all about the brightness, contrast, and then they added a little bit of that saturation here. Let's do summer, right? We go over here. You can see that this one is brightness, contrast, saturation. It also has X process selected. Moved up here a little bit. Okay, and the tint is all the way down, not all the way down, but it's close to -50 here. Okay, so that is how you can kind of like use both of these, right? If you don't know how to fully use this adjust section here, you can start by picking off a color here. You can start by picking off something that you like. So if you like this vintage photo here, but you don't want it to be as strong as this, you want to change a couple of things. I'm gonna go back here, go to adjust. Now you see the things that they used to make it. Now you can say, well, I don't like this much contrast here. Let me go ahead and lower it a little bit here, right? So you can kind of like adjust that. Maybe I don't want that much saturation, so you can lower that a little bit here. Okay, well, I want to add a little vintage, a little tint to this. Go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, pretty simple here. That is how you are going to be able to color correct. It's so easy to do in Canva. Very simple. Now that is pretty much it for this lesson. I'll see you guys on the next one.